like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. Break, can I take? Can I be your superhero?
Hello, welcome to The Revealing. In this series, it's titled Pulling Back the Veil. And I am your host, Pavarotti. And I'm here to discuss in this video a topic that is very prevalent on the airwaves today. And that was what happened to Charlie Kirk. And in this video, I plan to explain exactly what happened to Charlie Kirk, why it happened, and what we need to keep our eyes open for going forward. Because all the videos out there that you'll see about the assassination of Charlie Kirk are going to focus on things that are, in my opinion, immaterial to the subject. And that is who actually is responsible for taking out Charlie Kirk. Was there more than one perpetrator in the event? What is the real motives behind it? Is it a cover-up? There's so much clickbait out there, it's unimaginable. When it all boils down to one thing, there was something about Charlie Kirk that made him completely different than almost any other person out there that had the eyes on them that Charlie Kirk had on him. And the thing that made Charlie Kirk completely different was two things, really. One, he was focused in on the youth. He was focused in on specifically the college age youth that have been brainwashed since birth and were continually brainwashed as they reached college years. And it wasn't that he was focusing on them for political advantage to turn voters. It was the fact that he was focused on them with truth. You see, what Charlie would debate with them was in some ways political, but all of the debates stemmed from Charlie's true beliefs, which was in Christianity, which was in the truth of the Bible. And what you're going to find is when you have an individual that tries to make a difference in this world by talking specifically to the youth about fundamental Christian values and the truth of the Bible, is they're going to encounter a force. And that force sometimes materializes in human beings, in organizations, in groups, but that force is beyond individuals, groups, organizations, and that force is evil. And whenever you focus your attention on a specific type of difference that you're going to try to make, and then you focus in on the youth and it starts to have movement, your life will be in danger in this world. And when I speak of evil in general, it's manifested in many ways. You see, it doesn't matter about the conspiracies behind who assassinated Charlie Kirk or why, or was there accomplices, or was there a bullet going this way or that way. What's important is the message that they were attempting to stop by taking out Charlie Kirk. And it reminds me of a guy that I used to listen to a long time ago, and his name was Ken Hovind. You see, Kent, he was a very simple guy, science teacher, but he had a stern belief in the Bible and what the Bible taught. And what the Bible taught is the Bible is true, and all of the things that we learn in school that are contradictory to the Bible are fallacies, such as the theory of evolution. And what Mr. Hovind would do was go to universities and he would debate the professors of the universities, in front of all the faculty and the staff. And these university professors were top of the field in evolution and evolutionary science. And what Mr. Hovind would do was get on stage and he would absolutely just annihilate all of the so-called experts in their field on evolution to how ridiculous evolutionary theories really are when you compare it to biblical truths. And he did it a lot. I mean, he did it to almost every college professor out there. And he had his own little ministry that was very small, but his main focus was changing the mindsets of brainwashing kids in school on ridiculous notions like evolution. For those of you out there that if you believe in evolution, then maybe you should look a little bit deeper into those old debates that Ken Hovind used to do, because he would absolutely destroy these college professors on their own turf. And after a while, it began to start making a difference. And whenever you attack the establishment with fundamental truths of the Bible, and more importantly, you start to shift the minds of the youth, specifically college age youth, well, then you become a danger to evil in general, but more importantly, you become a danger to the evil that has manifested in men. What happened to Ken Hovind? Well, he was arrested. He was arrested because he made 3 withdrawals out of his savings account in a short period of time, which is a very obscure law, but one that the federal government jumped on and put him in prison for 10 years in an effort to shut him up. And that effort was very successful. After those 10 years in federal prison, Mr. Hovind stopped doing his debates pretty much. He went on a much smaller scale and then began just ministering on a much smaller level, having much less of an impact. And you see, when you get a guy like Charlie Kirk, who was very strong in his fundamental values and his knowledge of history, and then he was able to use that knowledge and the Holy Spirit to battle all of the lies that are being spread in this day and age. And not only was he using it to battle them, but he was using it to battle them successfully. Well, that's when this thing called evil manifests itself in men. And then what happened after that with whoever took out Charlie Kirk and which way they took him out and all the other conspiracies that are flooding the internet right now, well, that's when all that took place. But never forget the reason behind it, the true reason. And it wasn't a particular group. It wasn't the transgender ideology. It wasn't Israel. It wasn't any of those things on its own. It was the manifestation of evil in men to stop somebody who was going to make a real difference in this world based on fundamental understanding of the Bible and fundamental understanding of Jesus Christ and what his mission on earth really was. Whenever you have somebody that is absolutely making an impact on the youth as it relates to that subject, they will always be persecuted. And in this day and age, they're taking the persecution to a whole new level. And the reason that I wanted to put this short video out and explaining that to you is so that you can identify going forward anybody that is having that type of impact like Charlie Kirk was, and people being able to emulate that are the bravest people on this earth right now. And they should be acknowledged. They should be held high, not put up in place of God, but put up in place of other men so that other men can strive to do what they were doing because a difference was truly being made. I have a lot of other things that I'm going to be bringing on this particular channel as it relates to the overall aura of evil and identifying it and removing the veil so that you can educate yourself on what you're seeing. And I'll be bringing that to you soon. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe to this channel. Post your comments, your thoughts, your criticisms. And until next time, Pavarotti's out.